So my name is Ron Begley. For those of you who I have not met yet, my role for my company, Synergy Reps, is the New England Territory Manager. That means I cover all 6 states in New England. Experience includes 3+ years in the HVACR industry with background including sales and marketing, as well as working as a chimney technician. We do ask that you guys follow us on Facebook or YouTube, or the combination of both if you guys are interested. We're always pumping out content on Ultravation as well as our other lines. And we did mention Scott is our co-host here today. Scott's role is our sales consultant for New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and upstate New York. He has over 7 years of experience in the HVACR industry with 20+ years of growing sales, marketing, and training and coaching for success. He pumps out a ton of stuff on Facebook and YouTube as well. So our agenda today, I kind of went over that a little bit prior to the meeting here, but we are going to define IAQ technology. We're going to understand UVC versus UVGI. We're going to look at ASHRAE's recommendations. We're going to look at product recommendations and adherence to ASHRAE, and we are going to differentiate from the competition as well. Go ahead and jump to the next. So we did give a kind of a layout here. This is a residential application, but it will give you a basic understanding of some of our technology in a residential application. This can also kind of can be applied to a commercial application as well when you're treating for airstream and coil disinfection. So we're looking at filtration, we're looking for UV disinfection and UV air purification. So first, if you're in a residential situation, we're going to look at the top right picture there. That is our Orion product that is using ionization technology, that is electrically charging particles. Basically, that is enhancing the air filter there. That is charging the particles, basically making those clump up, allowing them to be caught in your air filter. And we're going to go over each one of these technologies in depth and over each product in depth as well. Next, we're going to look at the coils there. You're going to see the UVC lamps over the coils, disinfecting the coils as a surface level treatment. Next, we're going to jump into airstream. We're going to see our product doing UV air purification in the airstream there. So we're going to jump into the common IAQ technologies. We're going to look at UVGI, we're going to look at PCO, we're going to look at ionization. So first we're going to look at UVGI. So this is something I want you guys to really focus on and really get a good understanding of. Remember to look at UVGI and UVC. So we're going to understand what UVC is, and we're going to understand UVGI as the technology that comes from UVC. So first we're going to define UVGI. UVGI is the ultraviolet germicidal irradiation. It is a disinfection method that uses short wavelength light, UVC, to kill or inactivate microorganisms. This occurs by destroying nucleic acids and disrupting their DNA, leaving them unable to perform vital cellular functions. So in short, UVC is the lamp that is used, that is found on the ultraviolet spectrum. UVGI is the technology that is coming from the UVC lamp. UVGI can only be found in UVC lamps. PCO is the next technology we're going to look at. That is the photocatalytic oxidation. It is a very powerful process that combines UVC irradiation with a substance catalyst, titanium dioxide, TiO2. This catalyst effect results in a reaction that breaks apart the cellular structure of pollutants. So Scott's going to bring up a video here. It's going to give a visual representation of one of our products using PCO.
Here's how it works. The UV Photomex Advanced Oxidation Module is coated with an exclusive titanium dioxide formulation. When UV light is applied to the surface, the titanium dioxide coating becomes energized, causing it to release electrons. The electrons then combine with oxygen to create what are known as superoxides. The titanium dioxide then collects replacement electrons from moisture in the air to become charged particles known as hydroxyl radicals. Together with the superoxides, a powerful photocatalytic oxidation, or PCO field, is created. As odors, germs, mold, and other VOC organic molecules approach the PCO field, they are disassembled as the oxidizers pull electrons from them. The purification process is completed, with the remaining molecules recombining to form simple water vapor and trace amounts of carbon dioxide. Ultravation's advanced oxidation.
So PCO, that is another great way to kill bacteria and viruses, and it's also a very good way to eliminate household odors. So this is going to be very good for people that smoke in their house, that have pets, that deal with allergies, things like that. Just another technology to help purify the air. Ionization is a technology that electrically charges air molecules by generating negative ions using electricity and discharging them. These negative ions attach to positively charged particles and triggers a bond to create denser particles. So when Scott brings up this video, it's basically going to show you our product called the Orion. It's basically going to show how it's working, electrically charging the particles. And this is what I like to call a filter enhancer, because it's going to take a simple 1-inch filter or even a MERV 11 or MERV 13 filter and make it that much better. No matter how good your filter is, it's not going to catch every single thing that passes through it. So this is something that's going to enhance it. It's going to start catching more bacteria, viruses, mold, allergens, things like that in it. So this is another great way to get that indoor air quality. And you would mount this right before the filter there. We'll go ahead and jump to the next slide. So ashtrays position, and this is the link that I am going to send you guys in the follow-up, and I'm just going to go through it and tell you guys what it says, and then I'm going to send you the link so you guys can read it in your free time. I don't want to read it here because it's going to take a while, but I definitely suggest that you guys do read it, pass it out to your customers if you would like. It says ashtrays position on killing bacteria and viruses in the airstream and on surfaces, surfaces meaning coils, airstream meaning in the duct. Their position is using UVGI technology to kill bacteria and viruses. UVGI technology, as we previously discussed, is only found in UVC lamps. So that's our big takeaway today, is when we are adhering to ashtray's position on how to kill bacteria and viruses, we are using UVGI technology. So we can only do that through UVC lamps. So I will send you this link afterwards and you guys can look into that. So understanding UVC energy, this is the ultraviolet light UV spectrum there on the left there. That's going to show UVC in conjunction with UVB and UVA. That's going to show you how it is the most concentrated energy packet that is found on the UV spectrum there. That is the most destructive packet of energy that does not reflect or refract nearly at all. The most dangerous form of ultraviolet light. The UVC energy renders microorganisms lifeless in a fraction of a second. It is very dangerous, but it is extremely effective as well. So we're going to look at the purple circles there, and if you look in the middle of the circles there, you're going to see almost like a silver circle. That is a representation of the UVC bulb at when it's very close to a surface. It is most efficient the closer it is to a surface. The further it is away from a surface, the less efficient it is. So this is really when we need to work together with you guys to decide how much efficiency we are trying to get when we are trying to solve for a particular type of virus or bacteria. We need to be able to recommend a certain amount of bulbs to go over the coils. We need to recommend a certain amount of bulbs to go into the airstream when trying to solve for a particular virus or a bacteria, and to what efficiency we're trying to solve at. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next. UVC and UVGI technology, just to hammer it home here, UVC is the lamp type and is also part of the electromagnetic UV spectrum. UVGI is the technology / the tool that is generated by using a UVC lamp to sterilize / neutralize pollutants. UVC lamps used directly on the coil performs UVGI on the coil. UVC lamps installed in the airstream by themselves do UVGI in the airstream. UVC lamps in an upper room unit do UVGI in an upper room application. UVC lamps used in combination with titanium dioxide coated products for PCO do UVGI in the airstream plus PCO. So it is fair to say any of the products with UVC lamps do UVGI in addition to other technologies that UVGI may be combined with. Go ahead and jump to the next. So understanding our T3 class UVC, you guys do not have to worry about this too much since you guys do mainly commercial. All of our commercials do the T3 bulbs. Anyway, they do give you 40% more energy, and that is because they're encased in the quartz sleeve. It does have an insulating gas that protects the UV lamp from cold air. If we're looking at that chart on the bottom right, it shows on the red dot a typical UV lamp at about 60% efficiency. And then if you look right up there to the right, you'll see the green dot at 100% efficiency using our T3 lamp. We do sell typical UV lamps. If you wanted to go that route, that's usually for residential purposes, but I typically recommend that you go with the T3. It makes more sense because it does give you 40% more efficiency. You do get 40% more energy, and you do get a 2-year lamp life with the T3 bulbs as well. And you also get a lower overall electrical cost thanks to the installation process. So go ahead and jump to the next. Coil and airstream UVGI efficiency. So this is an optimal chart here in an optimal situation when we're trying to solve for both bacteria and viruses. So the blue represents coil treatment and bacteria. The green represents airstream treatment and viruses. So this is really when we have to ask, what are we trying to solve for? Is it bacteria and coil treatment? Is it viruses and airstream treatment? So this is something that you guys have to discuss with your contractors, and your contractor has to discuss with the homeowner or commercial building representative. What are they trying to solve for? If they're trying to solve for the ecovirus and they're just treating on the coil, they're only going to solve 23.92% if they just treat the coil. If they want to hit that 99% plus, they need to treat the airstream as well. If you look down at the bottom there, that's a bacteria. They can treat almost 100% of that bacteria by just treating the coil or the coils. So that is why we ask, what are you trying to treat for? And then the next question always is, we'll give you a recommendation on the quote is, are you trying to do a good, better, best as far as efficiency goes? So there is like a standard, there's a better, then there's a best when it comes to efficiency. And just to make it simple, you can do, say for instance, a 50% efficiency or a 75 or close to 100% efficiency when it comes to solving for these types of viruses and bacteria. So go ahead and jump to the next. Residential solutions, this is just the visual representation of some of the products that we're going to go over real quick. I'm going to go over these pretty quickly since you guys deal more commercial, but it is beneficial to go through these just to look at the technology, and you guys might also be coming into contact with these with some of your guys' jobs. So this is a very entry-level product right here. This is for somebody that's very new or really wants to stick to a lower overall price point when it comes to a residential coil application. This is our UVC Advantage. This is good to disinfect wet coils, does inhibit allergens. You do have the ability to add the PCO module onto this. You can get a 12 or a 17-inch lamp. You can also do a standard UVC bulb or a T3 bulb onto this as well. And this is a throwaway unit, so every year or two, depending on your lamp life, you do replace the entire module. You don't do just a lamp on this. You pull the whole thing out, you put the whole thing back in. Unless you do have a PCO add on to this, that is good a lot longer than 1 or 2 years. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next. These are coil recommendations as well. This is our Ultramax Easy UV Signature Series. This does have a lifetime warranty on it. The benefits to this versus our previous slide is this has a power pack on it that you can plug multiple UVC lamps into. So if you needed multiple lamps to go over your coils, then this is the way to go for this, because you can plug in multiple lamps onto this. And it does have a lifetime warranty on it as well. So we're going to get into two of our bigger residential options, the Catalyst, and the next one we're going to look at is the Solaris. But these are our two highly recommended products for residential airstream disinfection. The reason being, this one does have UVC lamps that do the UVGI technology, and it also does have PCO on this. You do mount this into the airstream. This is good for systems up to 5 ton, and this also does have the ability for you to plug in a UVC lamp into it that you can mount over the coil. So you do have the ability to treat the airstream, and you do have the ability to treat the coil with this one product. So you can get a 12 or a 17-inch easy light for the coil to plug into this as well. And you do have a lamp monitoring system on that as well that will let you know when the lamp is no longer in play. The next is our Solaris air purifier. This is our most beefed up product. This is going to be our direct competitor with the Remy Halo. This has the most technology out of any of our residential products in it. This has PCO, this has ionization, and this has UVGI technology all wrapped up into one. You do put this in the airstream, and this also does have the ability to add on the extra 12 or 17-inch easy light for the coils as well. And that does give you that, you'll notice it says thunderstorm fresh air. That comes from the ionization process on this. If you've ever been outside after a thunderstorm, you get that kind of electrically charged air feeling out there. That comes from ionization taking place. And this also does have a lifetime warranty on it as well. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next. We won't go into the product comparison from the Remy Halo since it doesn't seem like you guys are up against that a lot, but if you guys want me to send you that in the follow-up, I can definitely do that. Portable air purifier. So this has been a very popular product lately, and I think it's going to be a popular product, especially once schools start coming back into play this following year. This is a tabletop air purifier. It's good up to spaces up to 500 square feet. It is a simple plug-in unit, and this is going to be good for anybody's office. This is going to be good for dorm rooms. This is going to be good for laundry rooms. Scott, my coworker here, has a contractor, or I think it might have been a wholesaler that brought it in just to prove that IAQ works to his customers. So, I mean, this is a really neat little product that I believe it's 3 inches tall, 9 by 9, and I think it's 3 inches tall, but very small product that is great for those smaller 500 square feet places there. M-Series UV for ductless. So this is another great product that we highly recommend. You guys are going to run into a lot of restaurants that have ductless in there, and if we're really pushing the UVGI technology that Ashtray recommends, then we're going to want to use the UVC lamps that come in this M series. There are other products out there that do IAQ inside mini splits, but they're not doing UVGI technology. So we do that technology through our M series. This M series comes with 2 7-inch lamps, and it does come with a little power pack. You do have the ability to use 1 or 2 lamps in this. You mount these over the coils. You can put the power pack in the encasing of the mini split if you do have room. If not, we suggest that you just mount it on the top of it out of sight. But this does have a 1-year lamp warranty. You would replace the bulbs every time you go in for your normal PMs, which guys should be cleaning these once a year anyway. And if you've ever opened one of these things and seen the blower wheels on these things after 6 months to a year's use, these things get pretty dirty. So these things should be cleaned anyway. And then there definitely should be some sort of disinfection going on the coils as well. So these are great for those purposes in people's houses and definitely in restaurants as well. I've looked at some of these things in airports and restaurants, and they get pretty nasty. So I would definitely recommend these, and the price point on these is pretty nice as well. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next ion generator. This is our ionization product that we did speak about. So I've kind of gone over this, but this is good for ice machines and PTEC units as well. So if you're in hotels, this is another great product for PTECs. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next. And to complete the system, I don't know if you guys get into filter boxes or not, but we do have the straight throughs, we have the right angles, and we also have the support boxes. We also do MERV 11 and MERV 13 filters. You can paint the boxes to the color of the equipment that the contractors are using, and you can have their names silkscreen printed on the actual cabinet doors as well. Jump to the next. Next, we're going to go into the commercial solutions. We're going to look at the SI, we're going to look at the AS, the 4X, and the upper room applications. Jump to the next, please. Again, what are you solving for? This becomes more apparent when we're starting to look at commercial solutions. This is when people are really asking that question, what are we trying to solve for here? What type of viruses, bacteria, or the combination of two? Most people just want general indoor air quality. So we kind of try to cover basically a sum of all these types of bacteria and viruses when we're doing this. If there's a certain one that you're really trying to solve for, that's why we have it on our commercial sizing guidelines. If you want to solve for something in particular, let us know, and that's something that we're going to calculate for. So, and if you look at the coils, you look at the airstream, it's typically not a one size fits all when it comes to these types of things. So the UV matrix SI, this is typically what's going to go over your coils there. That is going to do surface contact, and it's also going to do a little bit of airstream disinfection as well, because there's going to be air passing through there. So, and when I say it's not a one size fits all, sometimes you need multiple bulbs. That's why we have to know what you're trying to solve for, so we can recommend the number of bulbs that you're trying to use and to what efficiency you're trying to solve that at. So that does have biogrowth prevention, allergy relief, efficiency optimization, elimination of coil cleaning as a result of biocontamination, and airstream disinfection. And go ahead and jump to the next. UV Matrix 4X, so this is going to be a great product, ideal for rooftop package systems. NEMA 4X rated enclosure for outdoors, basically means it's a weatherproof system. It's limited space requirements as well. It's very small. Biogrowth prevention, allergy relief, elimination of coil cleaning as a result of biocontamination, and airstream disinfection. Go ahead and jump to the next. Types of, we're going to look at the UV Matrix AS. This is what's going to go into the ductwork. Same thing with, as well as the Matrix SI that goes over the coils. This goes in the airstream. We need to know the measurements, we need to know what you're trying to solve for, so we need to know how many of these we need to put into the airstream to get the proper disinfection. And that does all the same thing with allergy relief and biocontamination. This is our upper room application, and you guys are familiar with this. This is very popular overseas, and it's starting to get very, very popular over here as well. We've seen a lot of orders come through with these, and this is going to be great for the restaurants as well. This is going to be great for the hospitals, the schools, places that don't have ductwork running through them, places that want extra indoor air quality. This is going to be a great product, but we do have to adhere for safety requirements as well. So there is a 7-foot minimum installation height requirement that must be observed for this as well. So this is another product that we definitely suggest that you fill out the commercial guidelines for sizing as well. This isn't a one size fits all. You can't just slap this into a room and be done. We do need to know the size of the room, so we can recommend how many of these per room that you need. You could probably get a guesstimate on how many you would need by the size of the room. I think one of these does 250 square feet, but I think just to cover yourselves and so we can make a proper recommendation, I always think coming to us and us working with the factory to give you that proper recommendation is always a safe bet when it comes to this product. And just to go over briefly the definition here, this is a germicidal ultraviolet air disinfection for commercial and institutional application. It destroys airborne pathogens in the air by exposing the upper regions of the room only to germicidal UV light. As air naturally circulates in a room, all the air will be exposed to UV light. Yet the design makes it possible for the room to be occupied during the disinfection process, which is the ideal time to reduce the risk of spreading infection, as well as allowing continual air disinfection. So it's a really neat product. So like when people are actually in the room, that UV indoor air is happening while people are in the room. The air doesn't have to circulate through the actual HVAC system and then recirculate into the room. It's actually happening while people are in the room. So this is, these are a couple pictures here of what it looks like and basically the airflow that's happening in the room. So up to the left there, you see what it looks like. It's a very small product. It's not very big. I think it's 14 by 22 inches there. It's a very clean design. It looks kind of cool. And then on the right there, you do see how the air flows naturally from the top down, and it constantly circles that way. It's constantly circling, going up and down throughout the room. And then you also see from the other charts how the effectiveness does start to dissipate the further away it gets. So that's why we need to add multiple units to a room to get proper disinfection throughout each space. We'll go ahead and jump to the next. And this is kind of just a close-up, but and these are our other lines. Somebody did ask prior to the presentation if I did represent other lines, and these are the other lines that I do represent. A lot of our stuff is a combination of residential and commercial. So we do have 521 compressor savers. Those are compressor savers and surge protectors. We do have air technologies. That's our fire dampers, ceiling radiation dampers, and louvers. IAQ Lab is another cool product that you guys can buy through Ultravation actually, or you can buy it as a standalone product. That is a throwaway swab test, which basically allows a contractor to go and they swab a surface and it'll tell you if there's any type of growth that is happening on that surface. So it's a cool product for a contractor to go in and show the homeowner like, hey, you do have growth on this coil. You do need some sort of disinfection going on this product. PDM is our line sets. We do have commercial and residential line sets. Red Devil is our caulk, silicones, and duct sealants. Thermoflex is our residential and commercial flexible duct line. Ultravation we just went over. Vimco is our vibration isolation product. Apollo is our induct smoke / carbon monoxide detection. Arzel is our residential and light commercial zoning. H2O Coil is our aftermarket coils. HCP is our metal line, Lightstar is our flashlight line, and Western is our 3-in-1 nitrogen regulator line, and we also do have acetylene and oxygen regulators from those guys as well. All right, we're going to go ahead and open up the floor to Q&A. Everybody does have to unmute themselves to ask questions.